Hello everyone. After many years, various Indian communities are going to celebrate the new year together on 13th and 14th April this year. It will be Gudi Padwa for Maharashtra, Goa. It will be Poila Boishakh for Bengal. It will be Baisakhi for Punjab. It will be Ugadi in Karnataka, Ugadi in Andhra and Telangana, and Puthandu for Tamil. So let us see how does this happen and why different communities have been celebrating different New Years and why it is coming together this time. Okay, so everybody is going to celebrate, and there will be people who will follow this Shalivan Shaka. They will be entering in the year 1943. People observing calendar of Vikram Samvat will be entering into 2078, and of course there will be people who will continue backwards the beginning of time from the Kali era, and 5123rd year will be starting. So is this a rare event that different communities New Year is coming together? Well, no, not quite. Earlier occurrences, if you see, have been in 2002, in 1983, in 1964, 1945, 1926, 1907, and you can even go farther back. You observe that it repeats every 19 years. Of course, the dates that we have taken are from Gregorian calendar that all of us use now. Okay, and many Indian call it still English calendar, without realizing the fact that this was old Roman calendar modified by Pope Gregory in late 16th century, and Britain, being Protestant, had not accepted it that time. Okay, eventually they accepted after about 2 centuries. Okay, and it was introduced in India by British, and therefore many of us refer that as English calendar, but well, there is nothing English about it. Earlier people would denote these numbers, like this year is 2021 AD and Ramini. Okay, but now people call it CE for common era. Okay, it is more of non-religious term, and because AD and BC had religious connotations. So let's look at this 19-year behavior. The significance of 19-year cycles is it's observed that after 19 years the phase of the moon matches at the same time of the year. Okay, and so you can do a small quick math that 235 lunar months, each lunar month of about 29.5 days, adds up to about 6,939.785 days. Okay, approximately 6,940 days. Similarly, 9 tropical years, okay, which is each year is about 365 and 1/4, you count, and that gives you about 6,940 days. The difference is very small. Okay, it is just few hours, and so you will have your birthdays by lunar calendar and solar calendar match on your 19th birthday or 38th birthday or 57th birthday, okay, and so on. Okay, so that is something nice coincidence which is happening, and also it is observed by people when it comes to celebrating New Year, whether you are following solar calendar or lunar calendar. So what is a year? Okay, so we know that Earth goes around the sun. Okay, and sitting here on Earth, then you may apparently see the sun moving with respect to Earth, okay, with the background of these various constellations. So that path is divided into 12 parts. Each part is called zodiacal sign, and you have various kinds of zodiacal sign like Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and so on. What is interesting is we may not be looking at stars, okay, but we observe that effect here on Earth in a different way. Earth's axis is tilted, the axis of rotation about itself is tilted with respect to axis of revolution of Earth around the sun. That tilt is about 23.5 degrees that we learn in our geography books. When you look at this picture, okay, we realize when this axis is tilted towards the sun, okay, see in the northern hemisphere the daytime is longer okay, and the night time is shorter. Okay, the southern hemisphere behavior is going to be exactly opposite, and this causes the heat to increase, and that is typically summer. But this position doesn't remain same as Earth goes around the sun, and what you observe is that though the tilt is same in particular direction with respect to stars, okay, the Earth goes around the sun. So sometimes this northern hemisphere will be tilted towards the sun, okay, that will be summer solstice. Sometimes it will be tilted away from the sun, it is going to be winter solstice, okay, and there are going to be two transition periods in between called equinoxes, literally mean equal days and nights. So on 21st March in the Gregorian calendar, 21st, 22nd March, typically we get this equinox, which brings spring, okay, and about 22nd or 23rd of September we get this autumnal equinox that brings autumn. Now spring revives the life, spring revives the nature, okay, and it is for natural that many cultures start their solar calendar beginning at this particular point, okay, at the vernal equinox. So we celebrate in different ways this, okay, but not exactly at the same period. That's because again we have got different types of calendars, and mainly it is because of the solar calendar and the lunar calendar. Okay, before coming to that, let's see two different calendars depending on what is the reference point at which you are going to start the year. So there are tropical calendars, they use vernal equinox as the reference point when the earth comes at that point, okay, or with respect to earth the sun comes at that point, okay. The new year will begin here on earth because it will bring the spring. It is also called tropical calendars, okay, and in Indian system it is referred as Sayana Panchang. The Gregorian calendar, for example, is tropical solar calendar. The other kind of calendar mainly used by Indians is sidereal calendar, where we are bothered about the fixed positions of stars, and this uses some fixed point with respect to stars as a reference point. Now what is that point, okay, we'll see, goes back into history. It is also called sidereal calendar, that is with respect to stars, or Nirayana Panchangs. In India, both lunar and solar calendars are generally sidereal. So though we are talking about solar calendars and lunar calendars, both these calendars come under the same category, that we are referring to particular position of stars. Let's look at that. So this vernal equinox some 2000 years ago matched at this point when it was just coming out of Pisces and going towards Aries. So naturally when the sun would come over here, you would call it as first point of Aries, okay, and sun would enter first point of Aries, sun would enter the zodiac of Aries, okay, and a new year would start, spring would start. Now however, this vernal equinox is being shifted deep into the constellation of Pisces, okay, and that happens, the position of vernal equinox shifts because the Earth's axis slowly precesses the way top precesses, and it takes about 26,000 years of Earth's axis to complete one such kind of precision, okay, and so about in 12,000 to 13,000 years from now, the axis will be pointed in the opposite direction. When I say opposite direction, it will be towards the star called Vega, and this is all with respect to plane of Earth's orbit around the sun. Our sun is fixed, stars are fixed, okay, and the axis itself is slowly precessing. Now that makes this precision of vernal equinox, and it is precision in a backward direction, and we can calculate now, knowing this time period, that around what time in the history the vernal equinox was in which particular position of constellations or position of stars. And there are historical texts which mention that the vernal equinox would have started when the sun would be in Taurus, or they would mention like Kritika, or sun would be in Rohini, and we know now that that will go something around 2000 BC or 3000 BC, which is about 4,000-5,000 years ago. So knowing these references, one can determine, if not when those texts were written, but what period it is referring to. And coming to now our calendars that we are using now and this new year celebration that we want to have. So there are, for solar calendar there are 12 zodiacal signs, and sun entering into each particular zodiacal sign, the new month will begin. So sun entering into Aries will start the first month. Okay, it is referred as Vaishak in most of the northern places including Bengal. That's why it's first Paila Boshak. Okay, whereas in Tamil Nadu it is called referred to as Chitrai or the month of Chaitra. Most other communities also use lunar calendar because it is easy for us to look at the phases of the moon, okay, and keep the times. And when it comes to motion of the moon in the sky, it completes about 27 days, takes about 27 days to complete one revolution. Okay, and then that entire path has been divided into 27 parts. Each part is called one nakshatra. So you have Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini up to Revati. Some of you might have learned these by heart, probably in the childhood. And now let's make connection between the two. So how are the lunar months named? Okay, so we know lunar months named as Ashwini, month of Ashwin or Kartik or Margashish or Paush. Okay, so how are they named? So one simplistic logic is, if on a full moon day the moon is near about particular nakshatra, say it is near about Ashwini nakshatra, the month will be called Ashwin. If it is near Kritika nakshatra, month will be called Kartik, and so on. However, there are 27 nakshatras and only 12 months. Okay, so this is not a very precise way of calling particular month by the name of nakshatra when it is especially on full moon day. So astronomers need precision. So more precisely, they have a bit complicated way of defining it. So if sun enters Aries in a particular lunar month, then that month will be called Chaitra. If sun enters Taurus in a particular month, that month will be called Vaishak, and so on. So again, you are using now the information of zodiacal sign. The sun is going to enter particular zodiacal sign. Okay, and in particular lunar month, if that is going to happen, then you know what that month should be called. What is happening this time is the new month, lunar month, is going to start on 13th of April, and on 14th of April the sun is going to enter Aries. Okay, and therefore this 13th of April is going to be the beginning of month Chaitra when it comes to lunar month, and that will be also called Chaitra Padwa, Gudi Padwa. Whereas when the sun is, if you are talking about solar month, okay, sun entering into Aries is will be referred as the Vaishak month. Okay, and therefore Punjabis or Bengalis, it will be called month of Vaishak. That's a solar month. Okay, starting from 14th of April, and that is also the beginning of the year. Okay, so the difference between the two lunar month is going to start on the new moon day. Okay, and in that particular entire month, from new moon day to new moon day, next new moon day, if sun is going to enter Aries, that entire month will be called Chaitra month. Now this brings some extra complications, and we need to adjust the calendar to make it synchronous. Okay, if you're using only purely lunar calendar, okay, it is observed that entire calendar drifts backwards, and you want to synchronize it because you want to celebrate festival in a particular season. And so we divide 365 with 12, we get about 30.5 days, and that is the average duration between for the sun to be in a particular zodiacal sign. Now lunar month, however, is about 29.5 days. So it is possible that once in a while, particular lunar month, the sun will not change zodiacal sign at all. Okay, and what does it mean? It means that it may have shifted from one zodiac sign to another zodiac sign on a particular day, and the next day lunar month begins. Say the new moon day takes place. Okay, and the new moon day will get over after 29.5 days, and the sun will enter the next zodiacal sign after that. So in that case, for the entire lunar month, there is no transition, and if no transition, according to our nomenclature, no name for that system, that particular month. So no transition, no name. and that's the additional month, Adhika Mas. So this is also called intercalary month. So that's a way the Indian Panchang have been adjusted so that different months calibrate with the motion of the sun. Okay, motion of the moon, motion of the sun are synchronized this week. So and all that is possible because of the meticulous timekeeping of the ancient sages, their disciples. So let us pass on this culture of working towards precision to our new generation. Happy New Year again to all.